All right, welcome back. My name is Limur Sunil, and welcome to a video series where I'm making a game here. Side-scroller action RPG with no name, but we're gonna fix that soon, perhaps. Just trying to build up some base functionality and build on top of that and see where it goes. Try to make a fun gameplay and stuff like that. So last time we implemented a monster and we got the monster entity added. We got the attack animation. We got monster AI component and system. So the component has a state that the monster will be idle or attacking, and the system will handle the update logic for that. And we also have the idle animation as well, and yeah, when the player gets too close to the monster, it will also attack the player. Okay, so for this episode, I'm thinking I want to add now that the player can attack. So we will add a player attack. Let's start with that. So first off, we want to have a player attack animation. And we also want to have a attack, guess like input. So we press the attack button and the player will attack. I guess we'd have some sort of a cooldown, stuff like that. Now, what else can we do? Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll start there. Yeah, we want to have some like we had in the monster AI component system with states and stuff to say whether we're attacking or idle. We should probably have the same for the player. So we'll also add player component state where we say we update the state to attacking. Okay, so let's begin there and we'll see how far we'll get. So first off, we'll need a player attack animation. So let's go to our initial scene and let's go to initialize animations. All right. So here we have player animation and we have a walk animation already, but we also need an attack animation there. And it's starting to get a little bit cramped in here, but we'll keep on doing this for now. We need to organize this a little bit better, or the place where we initialize the animations and stuff like that. But yeah, let's not worry about that right now. Okay, so let's just copy the walk animation and we have the attack animation here. And we have the sequence, which we don't really have right now. So let's wait with that. Let's just replace everything with walk with attack. Okay. Right, so now we've added that, but we don't actually have an attack animation. So I think what I want to do is I just want to have a kind of placeholder animation right now. I haven't actually made the animation yet, so I'll open up the player spreadsheet here. Yeah, I'll show that here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we do have some sprites where it almost looks like it's punching, you know. So let's just have maybe like these three as a punching frame or punching animation here. I think it will look a bit weird, or maybe even a kick animation. So let's have that as a placeholder. So this would be, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 9, 10, and 11. Where is our sequence over here. All right, so let's try this out. Oh my God. No! I just realized that I had GIMP covering the entire screen during that session, so great. Yeah, you didn't get to see any of the programming, but I will show you the code, but let me just, whoops. Yeah, that's a bug also. I moved the game window and everything disappeared. But anyway, let's just see if, so the walk animation works. So I'll just show you the results here. So I basically implemented the attack animation. Let's see if it works. Nope. Okay, so nothing happens when I press the attack button. But okay, anyway. Also, it's kind of gliding. When I press the attack button, it doesn't flip either. Oh, because that's in the other function as well. Okay, so there's a couple of issues here. But okay, so I'll go through and show you the code at least. So let me show you the component first. So here's the player component. And what I did was I added a player state. So this is similar to the monster AI component that also has a state. And the state itself is a tagged union. So it can be either idle or attack. Idle is just an enum value, and attack actually has attack end at. So it's exactly the same as the monster attack state, which we did in the previous video. And I also added this has changed state, which is also present in the monster AI component. So we basically just copied over that behavior here. We also have the start frame function, which is called every frame before we change any of the state of the player. And we also have this set state function, which sets the state to a new state, and it also turns on the flag that we have changed the state. Okay. And then we have the player system, which basically does the same thing as the monster AI system that we did in a previous video. So this has a update function that we can call each frame, and we pass in the registry and the absolute time. Then we go through every entity that has a player component, which is only one component, right, or entity right now. But we get this component here, and also we don't get LSP here, but we can call start frame either way. And so we call start frame at the start of the frame here, and then we also look at the state, and we check is it idle. Then we don't do anything. If it's attack, then we check if the attack should end. If it should end, that means, well, it ends when the attack end at has been passed by the absolute time. And when it has, then we set the state back to idle. So that's basically all this system is doing. And then in the initial scene, we are calling this function from the update function. So we're calling it up here above the monster AI system. And then we have updateAnimations function. So in here, we update the player animation. What we did in here is before we only had the idle and walking animation updated in here, but now we have two kind of modes or two states. So we have either idle, which I'm calling idle is kind of bad naming because the player could be either idle or walking actually in this state, but it's called idle. And we're checking here if the player has changed the state. If the player has changed the state, if the player has not changed the state, then we check, do we need to update the idle animation and or the walking animation? If the state is idle, then we do that. Otherwise, we don't do anything, and we just return. Otherwise, we go into... So this means that we have changed the state. So we grab the animation component or the animation instance, and we check the state of the player. So if the new state, which is now player state, is idle, then we set the animation to be the walk animation, which is the correct one for this state. And then we also call this update the idle animation, so we get that in this frame as well, because we didn't call it up here. Okay, and then we also check, okay, so if we're not idle, then we are attack, and if we are attack, then we set the animation to the attack animation, and we also start the animation itself, which I believe we don't really need to do here because this function will take care of that for us. Okay, so that's basically it, and then the old code for the animation is pasted in here. Okay. Oh yeah, and another one more thing is in this function, handleInput, where we handle the input, we have is key down, and we actually look if we are pressing this button, the left control. So yeah, that's the attack button. And well, I'll just say in the future I will change this to gamepad controls. I don't really have my gamepad right now, but yeah. And then we also check if the state is idle. So that means that we can only attack if we are in idle state. So once we've attacked, once we press control once, the attack will start, because we are idle and we press attack button, we get in here. And then we set the state with the set state function to attack state with attack end at to be the absolute time plus the attack duration, which is the same duration as the animation, which I've set to half a second right now. And then the state will be attack for half a second. The attack animation will play, and then the attack or the state of the player will be set back to idle. And then you can attack again if you want. Okay, so that's basically all the code that I did. However, it doesn't seem to work. So it seems like something is happening, because when I press the attack and try to go back, the hit doesn't flip. So I think the state is changing. However, there's something wrong with the animation, I think. So let's start look there. Here is the attack animation. And I'm not sure if we actually set the duration somewhere. Oh yeah, that's set in the instance, right? So should probably have the duration set in the actual animation itself and not in the instance, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, I mean, you can have some sort of factor maybe, so you can scale the animation speed, but let's not worry about that for now. Okay, let me just think here for a bit. Okay, so let's actually log here and see setting attack animation. And let's also go back here, setting the idle animation. Okay. So is it, let me just see what we're doing in this one. Are we actually updating the animations anywhere, or do we actually need to do anything? I don't think so. We are changing the duration, and then I think the actual update of the animation is over here, yeah. So, let me see what happens, because we want to also reset everything back to 0. I think we do that when we set, like in the animation, we want to set the current frame to 0 and everything back to like factory settings or whatever when you do the animation. So let's see. So we're updating the player animation. When we are setting the animation here, we are setting, yeah, we're resetting everything basically back to 0. So that should just reset the animation and start the attack animation. Okay, so let's just see what the logs say here. Whoops, I need to actually attack as well. Okay, so wait. We got some log here that we need to remove somewhere. Oh, here, yeah. Okay, we didn't actually get anything. Oh, here, yeah, setting idle animation. Okay, but we didn't get. Okay, that's curious. Are we actually? I mean, I think something is happening because it was doing something. But let's check for. Let's double check the handle input. What I want to do is check if we actually get in here. So this would be attacking. Input. And that's also log. Okay, so we actually get that. Oh, we get so we don't actually get into. Oops. Okay, so we do this set state, but we don't actually get into has change state. Oh, you know what? I just realized. So the order of this is wrong, where we call. Okay, I'll show you here. We call handle input first, which sets the state, but then in this update function, we start the frame. So we should actually start the frame before we do that. So I think. So I'm not sure about the timings here because I think this won't really matter. I think we want to call this first and then handle the input. So this is basically the player. So this is player, and then we have monster, and here we have physics and animations. Okay. Let's actually just have physics. Make it a little bit tidier. Just gonna quickly do this. There, this, there, this. And now we can just call update physics. And we don't need these. Okay. And you would need also DT here. And let's pass that in there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now we start the frame, and then we set the state from the input. That should be good. Okay, so I mean, you can see that it doesn't really look like an attack, and also it looks like there's basically just one frame. That's weird. Oh, you know what? I think it's because the frame duration is set to really low because the other animation update function is setting it to a really low frame duration. So what we will do is we'll actually change the duration here. Yeah, I think the more I think about it, it's probably better to put the duration directly into the animation itself. I don't know why I was thinking it was a good idea to put it in the instance. I mean, you can, as I said, you can still have a factor that you change, but let's just do the easiest thing, and we change the duration directly here back to 0.1. So let's do animation frame duration. Wait, it's this. This is an instance. Yeah. It's the instance that has the duration. Yeah, that's right. So frame duration is equal to 0.1. All right. Let's see how that looks. And you can see it almost looks like he's trying to kick or do something here. It doesn't really work with the direction is flipped in the wrong way, but maybe we'll just delete the last frame or something. I mean, it's not really that important since this is just a temporary animation anyway, but yeah, the reach isn't that high. All right. So we have an attack animation implemented, and we can actually press a button to activate it. So we've done the component state, we've done the attack input, and I'm just debating whether I should continue this session or if I should call it for now. So what I want to do as well is, well, we've done the player attack. We still need the animation though. We need a real attack animation. And then I would like to implement health and death. So that would include like a hurt animation for the monster, which I already have. So that would be easy. And then just implement a health system. So you can have a health component and a health system, and trigger some sort of damage on an entity. And I'm debating a little bit on exactly how I want that to work, because there's a little bit of different ways you can do it, but I want some sort of system where you can have health and you can kill stuff. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions regarding SIG or this game or anything programming related or game development related, go ahead and post a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.